Good morning, dear students. I am Dr. Mithu Pal, MD Anatomy from Kolkata. And this is my first class, is the beginning of the journey learning the beautiful subject anatomy together. This is one of your first professional MBBS subject, side by physiology and biochemistry, of which the physiology and the biochemistry, the two subjects, you have studied some part of it in relation to your previous years up till higher secondary exams. But anatomy in this details format, you haven't been exposed earlier. So the subject will look little difficult initially, and it will consume most of the study hours of your first professional MBBS subjects. There is a very scientific and easy way. Of gripping the subject. Though the subject is very volatile, you need to repeatedly read it and study it. But it is very easy to remember too, as because all you read in your books, mainly in the dissection part, you can correlate it clinically and with your own eyes, knowledge and senses. So the subject is difficult but not impossible, and rather you can make it more easy. So let's start the journey together. At the beginning of any study, I want to say that this is also a subject. So, my dear students, please read it heartily. It's not merely a study of the subject to pass your exams. You will pass. With little bit of sincerity and study, you will pass. It is a love, a passion of the sciences developing since the age that you, the medical students, have to carry with you until your last breath as doctor. Most of the students fail in long run as they just study, not love or accept the subject by heart. So, my dear students, it's a journey of us together. Me as your guide to show you the path to make the subject easy, and you to accept and study hard for your own self and the bigger world waiting for a shining doctor. Welcome. Now to start with, anatomy is the science which deals with the macroscopic and microscopic study of any animal or plant. Structural anatomy. As you study human body, so it is human anatomy. It is required for us on the pathway of being doctor. We do treat to the humans. So the basic structural configuration of the humans you must have to know. And most of the term in anatomy either coming from Greek or Latin origin they are. And you gradually will get habituated with the terms, and the terms itself says 90% of the structures about which you are studying. So learn the terms very earnestly. Anatomy means cutting up. It's a Greek term. Means to see or to study any structures by its sections. In your anatomy classes, in your consequent medical colleges, you will have 3 types of classes. One is lecture, where we will cover different topics related to dissection, histology, gross anatomy, embryology and all. In the second hour class, that is of histology, where the slides kept in your hospitals or your departments will be shown to you, and the normal anatomy of the structures you will be studying. In the third period, and which is the most time consuming period is the period of dissection, where the gross anatomy and along with the other correlation of the parts, that is the general anatomy, the embryology and everything that will be clumped together to correlate our theoretical knowledge with the practical hours. That is the dissection hour. And in the first presentation, here we will be dealing with the sub-branches of anatomy, methods of studying anatomy, idea of regional and system-wise anatomy. Now, in the sub-branches of anatomy, you will face the gross anatomy, that will say the macroscopic anatomy, the structures of different body parts. In the histology part or histological anatomy, that says the microscopic structure of any internal organs or anything that you see under the microscope. In the third part, that is the neuroanatomy part, where discussion about the neurological structures are made. And embryology or embryological anatomy, which is mainly theoretical in your first professional MBBS examinations, because that is a study you can see by videos, you can see by pictures, but no direct visualization of the growth of the baby inside the mother's womb is not seen to you. We have correlational evidences via doing different sorts of examinations such as ultrasonography and all. The consequent examinations are not the part of study of your first professional MBBS. So you have to know the facts, what is occurring to the developing baby inside the mother's womb in different time period. And this is the study of the embryology, how the different body parts, the organ systems also are developing. Now the fifth part is the genetics, where only some genetic disorders, mainly Down syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome and all this will be discussed in detail to you, along with the basic configurations of the chromatin, chromosomes, genes, aberrations, different sorts of immunological, autoimmunological and different sorts of chromosomal disorders. Otherwise, during your lectures hours, you will have your general anatomy and regional anatomy too. General anatomy, you will say the general structures or the general description of any structures. We will start from the cell, muscle, nerve, like that. And in regional anatomy, mainly we correlate the term to the dissection part, because the dissection part, we divide our body in different areas and we cut those for visualization and study region wise. So this is regional anatomy. How we can study the subject anatomy? Methods are: first, dissection. Dissection are mostly based on the studies of the cadaver. The cadavers are donated to the different medical colleges, mainly via the relatives of the persons who have owed to donate their body in the development of the medical sciences. We do use these bodies after preservation for our study. The dissection region wise, as I have said, and system wise. System means a system of gastrointestinal system, urinary system, the organs related to that particular system, like that way. Okay. And in the histological part, that is a microscopic anatomy of any structure. We see those structures properly stained, given in slide, that is preserved in our departments, and we see the structures under the microscope for studying the normal anatomy. In the embryonic or developmental anatomy, mainly in the lecture classes through videos, presentations, chalk and duster presentations and all this. Okay, that will say the gradual development of the developing fetus inside the mother's womb. And side by side, the related term is the genetical analysis, mainly held up in the lecture classes. This is a brief representation of the classes that we study. This is a slide. First one is a slide, that is a microscopic structure to be shown on. Here is the gross anatomy of different sorts of muscles that we will see region wise. This is a almost system wise study where the different organs are studies in related to some of the systems, and this is the human embryonic developmental chain. Now in the part of the regional anatomy, mainly in the dissection hour, whole body is divided in 5 regions. The details expansion of what part is extending up to what region in anatomy will be explained subsequently. But to get it registered in your mind, we are getting primed how we are facing, how we are going to face the classes. Okay, so in the regional anatomy dissection hour, we do divide the body, human body, the cadaver, into 5 regions such as head, neck regions. Superior extremities are the upper extremities, barely we call the arms. Then thorax, that is the chest region. Abdomen is the belly region, and the inferior extremities, that is the lower limbs. And via regional anatomy, during dissection, we do study the details of the gross structures, that is the bones, muscles, vessels, nerves, joints, lymphatics, fascias, and other tissues that we find to these particular regions in gross and in relation of one to another. Because this knowledge will be carried to you lifelong once you study and go repeating in your study, because the representation of the cadaver onto your table is the representation of the patient that you are going to face in future. So the basic anatomy, where what organs lies, in what organizations the structures are lying inside the body of the subjects, all you have to carry in your mind for your further studies. This is a gross representation of the regions that has just been said, and we can study also the gross anatomy system wise, such as locomotor system, the system which contains the structures which helps us to move from one place to another. Second is the cardiovascular system, where the heart, the vessels are related. Respiratory system related to respiration. Integumentary system, the nervous system related to your neurological tissues. Here we study the gross structures and functions related to the particular system, along with their basic association of these with the different pathological and clinical states. And this clinical correlation in anatomy you will learn as applied anatomy. This is the representation of all the system in gist. You can have a look, and gradually we will get well exposed to all the systems, all the structures. Here I will end my first presentation. I hope this is been able to give you some idea of the subject that you are going to face, okay, and how we will face. And as we are together, we will definitely get exposed gradually to each and every parts. In the next presentation, we will be dealing with the different descriptive and relative terms, different terminologies. So, thank you, dear students. We will meet in the next presentation. Good luck.